Senator Josh Stein, you're not buying top 10 funding, but that's what they told us in testimony.
Yes, Kelly, I was there. Pretty amusing if it weren't sad. They were saying that North Carolina's number 8 in state funding. Well, the way what North Carolina is number 46 because our education is funded through state and local money. And what you need to do is look at the total pot. And we are 46th in the amount of revenue, state and local, which is what we can control here in North Carolina. Can't control the federal government. We are number 46 in the nation in what we put into our schools. We are number 51. We're last of all states, including the District of Columbia, in what teachers have experienced in their pay over the last decade. They have lost in real dollars 16% of their income. What the legislature, what the governor have done to public education, the undervalue it, the lack of prioritization is a real problem. And the fact that they're trying to come up with this number 8 shiny ball to distract us is, I think, pretty disconcerting.
58% of the state budget goes to public education, and that's where that number 8 rating is. So you're saying by the time you count that local money, local funding's so low in the schools, no matter what the state does, teachers, classrooms are suffering from the Democratic perspective.
Well, the way we've structured our revenue system, and it was developed since the Depression, really, and it's the exact same in transportation. North Carolina spends a much higher percentage of transportation dollars and education dollars from the state as opposed to locals than other states. And we did that because counties could not afford to pay for their teachers, for their roads back in the Depression. And it actually is the right way to do it because you have much more equity. If you have Robeson County or Hoke County, and then you have Guilford County or Wake County, incredible disparities between those counties. So if we think that the state should only pay a small percentage, 30 or 40%, and the difference should be made up by the counties, what we'll have is what you see in New Jersey and Connecticut and all the New England states. We have incredible disparity from district to district. And we don't have that here in North Carolina. That's a good thing.
What is the answer then? If the state is number 8 in the state funding it gives to schools, we'll keep it in the top 10 just for argument's sake.
Yeah.
Where do we find the extra money? Boost state funding more, or do you give locals the chance to raise school taxes and just take your lumps in disparity?
Well, the locals have the authority to impose taxes, and that's the consequence. If they're trying to tell us that the counties need to do more, there are going to be tax increases to pay for that. What we need to do is make the choice that the Republicans didn't make last session. They gave $500 million in this budget alone to people who do not need the tax breaks. It was about 2/3 of it go to people who earn $1 million in a year. 90% go to people who earn top 5% earners, people who did well even during the recession. Why give tax breaks to people who don't need it when we are eliminating teacher positions, firing thousands of teacher assistants, and not giving teachers a pay? That's the choice. Education or tax breaks to people who don't need them.
All right, the income tax cut package, tax reform package. Okay. Going forward then, in a theoretical world, if you could drive the agenda, do you raise the percentage of the existing state budget from 58% state funding on up to 60, 70, 80%, or do you leave it at around 58% and bring in more revenue overall so that 58% means more money for schools?
I think that what you do, the state continues to have at least the same share of state and local funding as what we've done before, but I think that the state needs to have a greater prioritization for public education. It is the single most important thing the state of North Carolina does. Educate our young people, give them the skills and knowledge they need to have a full life, but also so that our businesses have the workforce that can help them succeed. It is what will make our future, and right now they are undervaluing our future.
Can you find extra money for schools without that, without raising taxes through economic growth or whatever?
Well, you don't even actually have to increase taxes. All you have to do as a first step is to keep the tax cuts that are going to be coming in the future years in 2015 and 2016. Don't make those happen because those tax breaks are going right into the pockets of wealthy people who don't need the money. Let's just freeze the tax code to where it is, and then we will have more money for teachers.
Josh Stein, Democrat, Wake County, Senate Minority Whip. A lot of titles there. Thank you, sir, for being on again.
Kelly, thank you.